Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Motivation Mindset. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Stoicism and discussing why adopting a Stoic mindset is crucial in today's fast-paced and often turbulent world. Stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy that offers profound wisdom for leading a virtuous, tranquil life. This pragmatic school of thought provides principles for overcoming destructive passions and gaining self-mastery. By living in harmony with nature, focusing on what you can control, and applying reason to achieve wisdom, you can find inner freedom. Practicing Stoic ethics allows you to reach your highest potential and gain resilience in life's adversities. This philosophy emphasizes cultivating virtues like courage, justice, and moderation to master your emotions and desires. The goal is to achieve eudaimonia, or human flourishing, through living wisely and virtuously. Stoicism teaches much-needed skills for mental resilience and tranquility in turbulent times. This video will explore critical Stoic principles and exercises that help you overcome anxiety and destructive emotions. You'll learn how adopting this rational, nature-centered philosophy can empower you to find fulfillment and purpose. Discover how ancient Stoic wisdom provides timeless guidance for modern challenges. The roots of Stoicism. Stoicism originated in ancient Greece and Rome around 300 BCE. Founded by Zeno of Citium, Stoicism taught that destructive emotions result from errors in judgment. The Stoics believed that one can find inner peace and achieve moral excellence by cultivating reason, self-control, and freedom from passion. The philosophy emphasized living in harmony with nature and exercising virtue through wisdom and ethics. Living according to nature. The Stoics encouraged living according to nature and accepting fate with equanimity. They taught us not to worry about what we cannot control. Instead, we should focus on what we can control: our judgments, values, desires, and actions. We can gain inner freedom by training our minds to overcome destructive passions like greed, anger, and anxiety. Focusing on what you can control. A fundamental principle of Stoicism is to focus your efforts on what you can control and accept what you cannot control with grace. Externals like wealth, fame, health, and events outside your control cannot bring lasting happiness. But you have complete control over your perspective, values, and how you respond. This gives you incredible power to determine your well-being. Practicing virtue and self-mastery. The Stoics placed a high value on cultivating virtue through self-discipline. They believed happiness comes from living wisely and pursuing moral excellence through virtuous thoughts and actions. By practicing virtues like courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom, we can master our irrational passions and impulses. This self-mastery leads to true freedom and tranquility. Accepting your fate with equanimity. Since we cannot control everything that happens to us, the Stoics emphasized accepting your fate with equanimity rather than struggling against the inevitable. While we can work to improve our external circumstances, much of life is outside our control. We avoid much needless suffering by embracing what we cannot change while focusing on our personal growth. Finding inner peace. Through reason. The Stoics taught that the key to happiness is to live according to reason, which allows us to distinguish truth from falsehood. Using reason to gain wisdom and perspective, we can identify irrational beliefs and overcome destructive emotions. Reason allows us to understand the true nature of things and live in agreement with universal law. This brings us inner peace and harmony with the world. Benefiting from contemplating mortality. Contemplating the inevitability of death can be liberating for the Stoics. Recognizing the shortness of life helps us appreciate each moment. It reminds us not to waste time on pointless anxiety and materialism, but to pursue virtue and excellence. Contemplating mortality inspires us to live wisely in the present with gratitude and perspective. Death should not be feared but accepted as a natural part of life's cycle. Achieving eudaimonia through wisdom and ethics. The ultimate goal of Stoicism is eudaimonia, or human flourishing through living wisely. By using reason to gain wisdom and living ethically following nature, we can achieve lasting happiness and fulfillment. Practicing Stoic virtues allows us to reach our highest human potential and live in agreement with nature's universal providence or creative power. Adopting an attitude of indifference. The Stoics spoke of adopting an attitude of indifference toward the things that do not contribute to human flourishing. This means being indifferent toward sensory pleasures, fame, wealth, and other externals that can be taken away. However, they also emphasized not being indifferent toward virtue, integrity, and excellence of character. The idea is apathy toward external things and a passionate commitment to moral goodness. Training your mind to overcome passions. The Stoics trained tirelessly to gain mastery over their mind and emotions. They worked to overcome destructive passions like anger, jealousy, and greed that arise from errors in thinking. By constantly practicing logic, self-analysis, and contemplating universal truths, they trained themselves to remain calm under pressure. Developing this resilience and self-control led to lasting tranquility. Gaining freedom through self-discipline. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from self-discipline, whereas lack of self-control leads to being a slave to one's passions. They could gain inner freedom and independence by rigorously training themselves to overcome emotions and desires. This self-discipline allowed them to agree with nature and pursue virtue unhindered by irrational impulses. The Stoic ideal was a life of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. In summary, Stoicism offers timeless wisdom about gaining resilience, tranquility, and happiness through living wisely and following nature. Practicing Stoic principles allows us to find freedom, achieve eudaimonia, and discover what is within our control. This ancient philosophy provides invaluable guidance for modern challenges. Applying Stoic principles. A case study. John is a 42-year-old accountant who has been struggling with stress and anxiety. He just went through a difficult divorce, and the pressures of his high-stress job have been overwhelming lately. After a friend recommended it for developing tranquility and resilience, John decided to learn about Stoicism. As John read about ancient philosophy, he resonated with living in harmony with nature, focusing on what is within your control and using reason to overcome destructive emotions. Putting Stoicism into practice. John started practicing Stoic exercises to train his mind. In the mornings, he focused on gratitude, reminding himself that each new day is a gift. Throughout the day, he paused to take deep breaths and clear his mind when anxious. At night, John reflected on his values and whether he had lived virtuously that day. He contemplated strengthening qualities like courage, justice, and temperance. John also visualized negative scenarios, imagining how he would respond with equanimity. When stressful events happened at work, John practiced staying calm and focused only on what he could control. He accepted what was beyond his control with grace. The outcomes. Within a few weeks, John noticed remarkable changes. His mind felt more apparent and less troubled by anxious thoughts. Instead of being reactive, he responded to challenges thoughtfully. John's self-discipline increased as he gained control over emotions like anger and envy. His co-workers noticed how he handled stress better than before. John found more meaning in his work by focusing on service and excellence. His attitude shifted to indifference toward promotions, prestige, and other externals. He felt grateful for what he had. Incorporating Stoic wisdom transformed John's outlook and brought him profound inner peace. It gave him the tools to thrive through life's adversities and grow as a person. Key takeaways. Stoicism originated as a Greek philosophy emphasizing virtue, self-control, and accepting fate calmly. Living in harmony with nature, practicing wisdom, and overcoming passions bring tranquility. Focus on what you can control. Accept what you cannot control. Cultivate virtues like courage and temperance through self-mastery. Contemplating mortality inspires appreciating life and pursuing excellence. Apply reason to gain wisdom and discern truth from falsehood. Achieve fulfillment by flourishing through wisdom and ethics. Adopt an attitude of indifference toward externals like wealth and fame. Train your mind to overcome destructive emotions and remain calm. Gain inner freedom through rigorous self-discipline and moderation. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism provides timeless principles for leading a virtuous, meaningful life. By living in agreement with nature, focusing on what is within your control, and using reason to overcome irrational passions, you can achieve resilience, self-mastery, and tranquility. Practicing Stoic wisdom and ethics allows you to reach your highest potential and gain true freedom and happiness. This pragmatic philosophy offers profound guidance for finding fulfillment and gaining perspective in life's challenges. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. And as always, share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in to Motivation Mindset, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay stoic, stay wise,